a sneakerhead is not just about having the best kicks or the coolest kicks in your collection. It's also about having proper information and knowledge about sneakers and the culture in general. And one of the best ways to have proper knowledge and to sound knowledgeable when you're talking about sneakers and the culture is by using the proper words and the proper vocabulary. From sneakerhead to hypebeast to deadstock to beaters and all the words we sneakerheads use whenever we are conversing that sometimes make you guys go confused. I'm Titan, and in this video I'll be going through some sneaker vocabularies I think every sneakerhead should know. Starting off, let's start with the most popular word in the sneaker culture: sneakerhead. Who is a sneakerhead? A sneakerhead is basically someone that lives and breathes sneakers. That is, they collect them and they're extremely knowledgeable about them. Mind you, extremely knowledgeable about them. So buying sneakers, copying sneakers, trading sneakers does not just make you a sneakerhead. You need to know them. You need to have proper knowledge about the sneakers, the sneaker culture, sneaker history, and everything surrounding the entire sneaker industry in general. So before you can be a proper sneakerhead, you must be a collector, and also you must have proper information and knowledge about sneakers. And then some people ask me sometimes, can I be a sneakerhead if I don't have so many sneakers or if I don't have so much sneakers? Yes, you can be. Some of these sneakers cost a lot, some of them cost a fortune, and even those that don't cost a fortune might not be affordable by an average person, an average Nigerian. So if you're not able to have so many sneakers, or if you're not able to buy so many sneakers in your collection, you having the knowledge about these shoes, knowing the history, knowing where they are from, knowing what they're about, basically qualifies you for being a sneakerhead. So it's not just about collecting, you should also have proper knowledge and information about these sneakers. And then the next one, we have ACG. This is a subdivision of Nike from the 80s, and they're basically sneakers that are made for every type of condition, be it hiking, running, climbing, whatever it is. The ACGs are the type of shoes that are meant for every type of condition. So if you see a shoe that has ACG written on it, or if you see the term ACG somewhere, just know it simply means all conditions gear, meaning they are suitable for every type of condition. And then we have AF1 or Air Force Ones. We all know the Air Force Ones. We all know the all-white Air Force Ones. Apart from the all-white Air Force Ones, there are tons and tons of other Air Force Ones, different colorways, different collaborations, different silhouettes, different type of Air Force Ones. Man, Air Force Ones are probably Nike's most popular shoes ever, and they've been around for like the longest, man, before I was even born. So AF1s means Air Force Ones, and Air Force Ones are one of Nike's all-time classic shoes. And the most popular ones that we all know are the all-white ones, but besides those, we have loads and loads of other Air Force Ones. And then we have the beaters. The beaters are pretty much sneakers that you wear every day. We all have those sneakers that we wear the most. Those sneakers are literally begging us to stop wearing them. So those sneakers you wear every time, every day, all day long are called beaters. And then we have colorway. Colorway is basically the color of your sneakers or the color combinations on your sneakers. One of the most popular colorways in the sneaker culture are the breads. Mostly find these in Jordans, and they basically mean black and red. So colorways are basically the colors or the color combinations you'd find on your sneakers. So instead of saying what color are those shoes or what color do those shoes come in, you say what colorway are those shoes or what colorway do those shoes come in, and that's it basically. Then we have cop. Cop basically means you purchasing sneakers. So when you want to buy sneakers, you'd be like, I want to cop these shoes, or did you cop those shoes, or those shoes are about to release, are you going to cop them, or when do you plan on copying them? Cop basically means you trying to buy sneakers. So instead of saying buy in the sneaker culture, we say cop. And then we have Deadstock. Deadstock are sneakers that are basically 100% brand new. I mean, you've bought them, they've been in your possession, but you've basically not worn them, or you've worn them just once and you probably didn't even really wear them, so you can also pass as new. The outsole is still clean, the entire body of the sneakers is still fresh, and it probably even has the box. Most times still has the box. So whenever you have a sneaker that is just as good as new, you call it Deadstock. And then we have the term fufu. Fufu means fugazi. Fugazi means fake. Fake means replica, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. So when you see someone wearing fake shoes, when you see someone wearing replica shoes, tell the person those are fufus. This guy has fufu on, this girl's wearing fufus. Are those fufus? The shoes look like fufus. Goes on and on and on. Fugazi, fake, replicas, all means fufu. So as a true sneakerhead, I'd rather you don't buy the shoes at all than you buying fufus or you buying fugazi. It's either you buy authentics or you don't buy them at all. And then we have GOAT, G-O-A-T. As we all know, GOAT means greatest of all time. and in the sneaker culture, these are shoes that are probably better than anything that's come before it, and probably anything that's going to come after it. There are a few sneakers we look at as the GOATs in the sneaker industry. We have the Jordan 1s, we have the Air Force 1s, we have the Adidas Stan Smith, we have the Adidas Superstar, and it goes on and on and on. Most times, GOATs are always classic that has been here for a long time, has stood the test of time, and will probably be here for a longer time. So just like we have the term greatest of all times in every other culture, we also have the term greatest of all time in the sneaker culture, and these are just shoes that outrightly stand out from other shoes. And then we have GR stands for general release. These are shoes that are widely released. You can find them with almost every retailer, almost every reseller, and they are just out there for the general public. Anybody can get them, and most times they are always affordable because of how popular and easily accessible they are. And then we have Grail. Grails are sneakers that you've been planning to buy for the longest. It's probably that shoe that you are currently saving to buy right now. So Grails are shoes that you are striving to have, you are currently saving up to have, and you probably get them anytime soon. And then we have Holy Grails. Holy Grails are sneakers that you wanted to have for the longest. You might probably never ever have them, but in your mind, these are your all-time sneakers. And if you are asked, what sneakers would you want right now? Those will be your Grails. You don't see yourself getting them anytime soon, or even ever getting them, but you just love them and you are wishing and hoping to one day get them. Those are called Holy Grails. And then we have Hypebeast. Hypebeast is a term used for sneakerheads that don't have their own personal taste and just go with the trends and whatever is popping. So they don't really know what they want, they don't really know their own taste in sneakers and their own taste in the culture, but whatever they see everybody buying, whatever they see everybody wearing, whatever they see popping at that time is what they want to get. So those people are called Hypebeast. Most people tend to mix the term sneakerhead and Hypebeast, but no, they are two different things. Sneakerhead is a more deep and authentic person in the culture, while Hypebeast is just someone that's just going with trends and going with the flow and just buying what he sees everybody wear, basically. And then we have the term Insta Corp, also means instant corp. This simply means a sneaker that you buy on the spot if given the chance to. You'll probably be looking for it for the longest, and then you finally see it, you buy it immediately. Or you've not even heard of it, and then you just come across it and you're like, whoa, these shoes exist, I must have them, and then you buy them immediately. Those are Insta Corps or instant corps. And then we have the term Jumpman. This is basically Michael Jordan's sneaker and clothing line. It's gotten from the iconic logo of Michael Jordan jumping. If you've seen Jordans, or you've seen, you know Michael Jordan, or you're familiar with the Jordan brand, you would definitely know the Jumpman logo. You might not know it's called the Jumpman logo, but I'm sure you know that logo because it has many funny looking replicas out there. But I mean, we all know the Jumpman logo, and the term Jumpman is basically Michael Jordan's sneaker and clothing line. And then we have limited edition. Limited editions are sneakers that are released in really small quantities and to limited retailers. Most times they sell out really fast, or even immediately, because of how rare and how limited they are. And then they're always really expensive because everybody's trying to get them. Most times when it's on retail, that is when it's coming directly from the sneaker manufacturer, it's not always expensive. But when it gets sold out and it's now on resale, that is, it's now in your random stores, it becomes very expensive because we can't get them again from the original retailers, and we just have to get them from these stores, and these stores will sell them for whatever price they want to sell because they know we'll definitely buy them. And this is something that's really messing up the sneaker culture. Most of these shoes are not this expensive. I mean, the most expensive Jordan you see from Nike or Jordan is like $200 to $230, but then you come to the resale market and you see some Jordans going for more than $1,000, and it's really outrageous, man. It's all because of this term limited edition. It's limited, and once something is limited, it becomes expensive because of how rare and scarce it is. And then we have OG. OG is basically original. And original basically means the original version of a sneaker release. Most sneakers we are seeing now are like the re-released versions of sneakers that have been released in the 80s and the 90s. Those are called the OGs. So those classic sneakers that have been released years and years ago are called OGs. Basically means originals. And that doesn't mean the ones that are released now are fake or are not authentic. It's just a way to separate the ones that have come before and the ones that are just coming now. So the ones that have come before and they are old and way back are called OGs, originals, basically. And then we have player edition. That's basically a sneaker that has been designed for an athlete, be it basketballer, runner, golfer, footballer, just a sneaker that's been designed for an athlete that is being released to the general public. And then we have player exclusive. These are shoes that are also being designed for an athlete, but then they are not available to the general public. They're just available to the athlete and a few friends and families if he wants to give to them out. But to the general public, no, they are just exclusively designed for the player. Most times they come in really limited amounts and they are rare and really scarce. And then we have resellers. Resellers are basically people that buy sneakers with the sole intention to resell them, to trade them, and to make money off it. They buy these sneakers on retail and then they resell them for whatever prices they want to sell them for, or most times for the general market prices. One of the most popular resellers we have in the industry are people like StockX and the rest of them. And then we have restock. Restock are basically sneakers that have been sold out before and they are now stocked again for that purchase. So whenever a sneaker is being released, there's a certain amount that has been open to purchase by the general public, and then it's eventually gets sold out. Sometimes we don't get a restock, but then sometimes we get a restock depending on the demand, depending on the sneaker producer and many other factors. So restocks are basically sneakers that have been sold out before and they are now restocked for further purchase by the general public. And then we have retros. Retros are basically sneakers that have been re-released. Like I said earlier when I was talking about originals, whenever an original shoe wants to be released again, it's called retros. They are re-released, retrospective. That's the full word, retrospective. So when I hear someone say retros, no, it is the second release of an original shoe. Mostly happens with Jordans and the entire Jordan silhouette and Jordan family. They have a whole lot of retros because they've come out before, and then because of the love and the demand and the value of these sneakers, they are being re-released. So they call them retros, like Jordan 1 retros and the rest of them. And then we have SB. SB simply means skateboarding, and this is a Nike subdivision for sneakers that are basically meant for skateboarders. Like we have the dunk, we have the SB dunks. SB dunks are basically dunks that are made for skateboarders. Like we know, dunks were initially made for basketballers, and then we have SB dunks that are made for skateboarders. And then we have SE special edition. These are shoes that have been made to celebrate a special occasion or a special event or something special generally. They are not released in so many quantities. They are limitedly released, they are rare, and it's just for the purpose of the occasion or the event and all of those. So the whole story and the build and the design of these shoes is basically around or factored with the event or the occasion it's been released or it's been produced for. And then we have samples. Before a sneaker has been released, prototypes are being made, and if these prototypes are being approved, they would finally make the sneaker and then the general public will have them. So those prototypes that have been made before they have been approved for further production are called samples. And most times whenever these prototypes are made or whenever these samples are made, pictures of these samples are being released to the general public, and it's not every time they are being approved. So there are some shoes that you might see out there that are not made by the sneaker manufacturers, but they look like shoes that are made by the sneaker manufacturers. These were basically samples that were not approved, but then Fugazi guys got a hold of these samples and then they started making them for themselves to release to the general public. So samples are basically prototypes of sneakers that are being made before being approved and then probably being made or probably being manufactured and released to the general public. And then we have Uptowns. Uptowns is one of the most popular nicknames for the Air Force Ones. It originated from NYC because that's what they were being called originally in New York City. So Air Force Ones in New York City have been called the Uptowns. So if you want to sound really informed, if you want to sound really updated about sneakers and the sneaker culture, you can call the Air Force Ones Uptowns. If anybody hears you call the Air Force Ones Uptowns, they'll know you're an OG and you've been following the culture for the longest, or you've probably researched the culture and you know what you're talking about. So the Air Force Ones are not just called Air Force Ones. In New York City, they are called Uptowns. And then we have VNDS, very near Deadstock. Like I said earlier on, Deadstocks are sneakers that can basically pass the test of being new. They've barely been worn and they look just as new. So we have very near Deadstock. These are shoes that have been worn a few times, but they also look really new. Not as new as Deadstocks, but then they also look really new because they've been worn just a few times and they were carefully worn, so they look just as new and they can even pass as new. Then we have the term fire or heat. These are sneakers that are basically the shit. You know, when you see a sneaker that blows your mind, when you see a sneaker that's really beautiful, a sneaker that you love, you say these shoes are fire or these shoes are heat. I like to use the term heat because fire is really popular, so I like to use the term heat. So whenever I see a shoe that's really impressive and blows my mind and looks good, I'll be like, yo, those shoes are heat. Those shoes are fire. I love them. You got heat on your feet, bro. And then it goes on and on. So heat or fire are basically sneakers that are really nice and they blow your mind. Then we have the term kicks. Kicks is basically another word for sneakers. Like we have crepes in the UK, in London, we also have another word for sneakers which is being called kicks. If you don't want to use the word sneakers, you could use the word kicks or you could use the word crepes, depending on what you feel like. And then we have the term on ice. On ice are basically sneakers that you've had but you've never worn. You're keeping them for one special occasion, you're keeping them for one special event. Every sneakerhead has an on ice pair. You've not worn them, you don't know when you wear them, but you know one day you'd wear them. You're just waiting for the perfect occasion, the perfect event that will make you pull out these shoes from your collection and launch them. So shoes like those are called on ice. And then we have tonal. Tonal are basically sneakers that have one color. So if a sneaker has just one color, it might be different shades of the colors, but then if it's just one color, for example brown, green, red, just one color of the same, just one color all through the sneaker is called tonal. It might be different shades of that color, but then it's the same color all through the sneakers. It's called a tonal colorway sneaker or a tonal colorway shoe. And then we have highs. Highs is the short form for the term high tops. High tops are basically sneakers that go all the way to your ankle. For example, we have the Jordan 1 highs, we have the Air Force 1 highs, we have the Adidas Forum highs and all of those. So sneakers that basically go all the way to your ankle are called the highs. And then we have lows. Lows are basically sneakers that are below your ankle. Just like I said earlier on, Air Force 1 lows, Jordan lows and the rest of them. Lows are sneakers that are basically below your ankles. I'm a low guy. Some people love high tops, but personally I love low tops. They're just my style basically. And then we also have mids. Mids are basically sneakers that are in the middle of the lows and the highs. So they are not going above your ankle and they're not going beneath your ankle. They are just around your ankle. One of the most hated shoes in the sneaker culture are the Jordan 1 mids, and I don't know why. If you have the Jordan 1 mids, they just feel you have nothing on. But weirdly, Michael Jordan's favorite Jordan 1s are the mids. I also love the mids, even though people say it's more of a woman's thing. I love the mids. I love the highs. I love the lows the most, but then I also love the mids. I don't have no problems with the mids. So the mids are basically sneakers that are in between the highs and the lows. That is, they don't go above your ankle and they don't also go beneath your ankle. They're just there about where your ankle is basically. And then we have the term 110s. 110s is basically London slang for the Air Max 95, because when they were released in London, they cost £110, and then they just stuck to the word 110s. So if you go to a London store, you want to buy an Air Max 95, you can just tell them, I want a pair of the 110s. Can I get a pair of the 110s, this and that 110s? So 110s in London, in the sneaker culture of London, basically refers to the Air Max 95. And that's basically it for now. There are loads and loads of more terms and vocabularies to use in the sneaker culture. Let me know if I should do more videos with more terms and more sneaker vocabulary and all of those. Let me know which of the sneaker vocabularies you're familiar with. Let me know which one you just heard for the first time, and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment. I'm Titan, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm out.